Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and my law firm assists dentists with employment contract and independent contractor agreement issues. Today I'm going to talk about the difference between production versus collections compensation for a dentist. So, the concepts are different and can certainly affect how much the dentist makes. So, what is a production-based contract? So if you're on a production-based contract that isn't tied to collections, you will receive a set amount for whatever kind of encounter that you had, and that will be determined in advance by you and the employer. And so a production-based contract takes out the risk of the practice not collecting for services that the dentist has completed. And so what do I mean by that? If a collection-based if you have a collection-based contract, it doesn't matter what you produce, it matters what the practice can actually receive. And so there are scenarios where you would do work and then never get paid for it simply because the practice couldn't collect it. And so what are some reasons for non-collection? Well, one, for whatever reason, the patient refuses to pay. So in that scenario, or they get on a payment plan and then flake out on finishing the payments, or whatever it is, that scenario would exist where you would not get paid if the practice would not get paid. Two, if the insurance company denies the claim. For whatever reason, obviously, as you know, insurance companies are notoriously difficult to work with and get paid from. And so if there is some kind of procedure, encounter, whatever, and the insurance company ultimately denies the claim, the dentist will not be paid for it. And then the last one could be some kind of write-offs, meaning for whatever reason, the practice determines they're just going to write off whatever the fee was for what the associate did, and then you wouldn't be paid for that as well. So some scenarios would be maybe, there's an issue. So like the dentist performs a procedure and then there's some kind of complication. If the client is refunded the money for that, if the practice decides to do that, well, the dentist won't get paid or the dental associate won't get paid for any of those activities. So which one is better? Well, just on a kind of practical level, you certainly would want to get paid for things that you do, regardless of what the collections are. However, it really depends how the structure is defined in the contract, meaning how much you're getting paid for the productivity could potentially be less than the percentage that you're going to receive that's collected. And let's just kind of go through those models. If you're on a collections-based model, what happens is you'll get a set percentage of anything that the practice collects on your behalf, minus usually some kind of lab fees, equipment, that type of thing. And so usually it would be somewhere between 30 to 40% if you're just based purely on net collections. If you're on a production based, there would be a set amount really for each encounter depending upon what you're doing, and then you would be paid that amount. And so if you add up whatever that production is over time, it could be less than what you'd receive on a collection percentage based agreement. Now, daily rates are very common for dental associates as well, and meaning the production, the collections doesn't matter at all. You come in, you do the work, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it. How much you make is really going to be based upon obviously the model that you have, and then the efficiency of the practice. If you're on a percentage-based agreement and the volume is super low and the practice is very inefficient and the hygienists are slow or whatever, that's going to affect the ultimate amount, money that you're going to make in the long run. Whereas if you're with an ultra efficient practice and they're great at scheduling and rooming and getting through the patients, then you'll make more in the long run. But those are things that are kind of outside of your control as a dental associate. Anyway, so kind of that's the difference between production and collections and dentistry. If you have any questions about your employment agreement or independent contractor agreement, feel free to contact my law firm at the phone number and website listed below in the description. And hopefully that video was helpful. All right, take care. Bye.